ready to go. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Start the drive. On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
And I think we're all starting to wonder with this early deficit, what will that do to their play calling? Do they feel like they have to be more aggressive? Because they're throwing to start the drive here, but it winds up incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Ready! Hawk 70!
Straight ahead with Hubbard. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Foreseeing completion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Let's go now.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Well, it's a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Now, remember, they were unsuccessful earlier in this first quarter. Going for it on 4th. They're going to try a second time. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
Trap 60. Here we go, set.
They'll set up a throw. Flush to his right. And that is caught on the right sideline, but says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
A give up the middle, Hubbard. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2. 7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8.
Riggs! 19 Lion. Take over.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8.
Ready?
They'll set up to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And this defense will take over right at midfield. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. On play action, Fields. Pass complete, George Pickens with it. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A big pickup of 38. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Here we go. Good night.
Here's Fields. This one caught over the middle. It's Oliver, the tight end. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that will bring up second down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Fields going to hold on to it. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. They did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Here we go, son.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. He'll buy some. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Justin Fields punching it in from a yard away. And the Steelers continue to pull away here in this first half. Boswell good with the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride to the offense this go-around. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Here we go. Mustang 19, 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Go.
They'll look to throw. Going deep for Hill. And this is caught at the 20. Touchdown, Carolina. Tyreek Hill, 67 yards. And the Panthers are able to cut into that deficit.
I'm not sure that they have illusions right now in a row and we're going to be terrific. But to get one, that was huge for them. That has to feel much better right now.
And you do have, we're still in the first half. You do have the entire second half. There's something about that goose egg that just looked bad on that board, but now they've broken it.
Yeah, broken through. Can they maintain the pace? We'll see as we go along.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now down to 20. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
Here we go.
Now it's Fields. first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. And the Panthers are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Oh, a Cardinal sin there, thrown back over the middle, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Queen, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
He'd been having a good day so far, but I think he got a little overzealous on that one. Still young in this league, has to learn to try not to do too much on an individual play because, as we all know, sometimes less is more, and throwing away is preferable to making the big mistake.
Here we go, son.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Tyreek Hill with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Panthers get a bit closer. Extra point splits the uprights, and that cuts this lead down to 13. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
That's right. Here we go, son. It's there.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Behind the chain, 2nd and 12.
Here we go.
Here's Fields. Going down the middle, and it's complete. Through the middle of the field. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A big play there. On his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Steelers add 6 to their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
70 range. Buffalo 18. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Check out.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And once again, this is Sanders. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Come 19. Come 19. Ready, ready.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He'll let this go for the end zone. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Oh, that's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
2nd and 10.
Here we go. Set. Ready.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He gets this one to Hubbard, complete. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. They'll look to throw again. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Trap 60. Trap 60. Go.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Flushed out right. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And the Steelers are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line.
Partner, have you ever heard the story of Icarus in mythology? That's the guy who flew too close to the sun and had his wings melted. That was our guy right there. Keeps pressing it and pressing it. Finally, on that throw, he paid the price with that turnover.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. Dancing to his left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Don't jump. Ready? Right.
Off play action, Fields. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, they approach this trip as a touchdown, but incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Panthers going to get the football first, trailing here as well as we resume play in this second half. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
He's got a man complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. An explosive 38-yard pickup.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Escaping the pressure right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Open man downfield is Hill. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Give him 30 yards there.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on second and goal? And they'll send the tight end in motion. Back to throw again. And that's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Gotta figure this is one they need here on third and goal. They're going to look to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, Brandon, we see why it's a team game there, because there's a sigh of relief that they just released defensively. If he's able to get that one away, that's likely a touchdown. But instead, that pressure from the front got to him and forced the incompletion.
You're right. He had him open just a split second too late on the release. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing. All right, they didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
Here we go, son. No mas, no mas. Go.
Back to throw, Fields. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And his throw here's incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hopefully they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
11. Right.
Now Fields. Looking deep downfield. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he's going to get this deep on a Carolina side of the field. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Here we go.
They'll run with Cook. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just a third quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances. So they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Pat Freiermuth. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers are able to widen their advantage. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And they're going to be backed up to start. A big hit there on the return. Stops him dead in his tracks.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
2nd down and 6 now.
Let's go.
He'll look to throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. Ready?
They're going to try and throw. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down.
Every play is supposed to get a player's best effort. But on 4th down, that really increases the stakes, doesn't it? What about that catch?
Heck of an effort, picking up the 1st.
And now that team has to be motivated going forward. They just saw a great effort there. They want to make sure.
It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, I think he's just grateful to get back to the line of scrimmage and avoid not just losing yardage, but a big hit on that play as well. That defense closed on him quick and forced a quick surrender out of bounds.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He'll get this into the hands of the rookie from Texas. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the 1st down. A couple of 1st downs have him to the 40 now on 1st and 10.
Here we go, set.
He'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete.